Ghana My Pride, My Heritage TV show.
Akwaba, welcome to Royal Havila Apartment. Royal Havila Apartment is Ghana's spanking new, ultra-modern and luxurious condo-style apartment. Moving from the ordinary, you get to live like royalty. Royal Havila Apartment takes you to a place of comfort and luxury in the best style possible. Sited in the heart of the great city of Osu, Ghana, our apartment boasts a picturesque seascape view in a serene environment. Our apartment provides every traveler into the city, be it for business or leisure, a rooftop restaurant, business center, and an unlimited free Wi-Fi at your convenience, among others. Visit us on www.royalhavillaapartments.com. Email us on info@royalhavilla.com. Contact us on +233 302 791994. Like and follow us on Facebook at Royal Havila Apartment. Royal Havila Apartment. Home, you've got it your way.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is Ghana My Pride, My Heritage TV show. And as I told you earlier, we are in a very interesting discussion with the Executive Director for the Wildlife Division of the Forestry Commission. And we're talking about wildlife and the protected areas. Now we're going to talk about ecotourism. A lot of us hear about ecotourism, but we don't really know what it is. Can you please educate us on that?
Thank you very much. People know the traditional tourism, which is watching festivals and maybe going to villages to watch shrines and others. But the ecotourism aspect is where we put environment into it. That is looking at how we can use protected or conserved areas for the purpose of sightseeing, and then at the same time getting money out of it and not destroying the environment. So that's why I call ecotourism, ecological tourism. It makes the environment to be used without destroying it. Because if you take, for example, felling of timber, it's a way of consumptive use of the forest.
Okay.
And then we are definitely, once we are cutting the trees for money, we are getting the trees also destroyed in a way. But if you can have a forest reserve, you don't fell the trees, you put it into as eco-tourist site, people visit there, they pay money. In effect, you are getting money out of it without necessarily destroying the forest. So that's the form of tourism which we want to use some of our natural resources for, and then we can get money and not destroying our environment. So if you take Ghana, for example, the Forestry Commission has got the wildlife protected areas, or mostly being used as ecotourism sites. If we take the number of people who go to Mali, for example, last year we have over 20,000 visitors to Mali National Park. Even close to us, Shahis here, we had almost 30,000 visitors visiting that area. And looking at the visit, at least some money. Okay. And I always tell people that the direct fees that they pay in visiting these sites are not even what matters, but the ripple effect, the amount of money they spend buying train ticket, buying food, sleeping in a hotel, and crafts from the communities alone is also a chunk of money which goes to the inhabitants. So ecotourism, even though we get money for the fees we charge, it also improves the economy of a country by way of spending within the country. So it's something, if we look at it well, we can use it for the development of the country. By way of developing roads, electricity, water to these sites, then the country will be developing also. Because if you go to a hinterland with good roads, with water, with electricity, then our people are also benefiting from it. So it could even be used as a tool for development of the country. Almost all the sites are in remote areas. If we make a conscious effort of developing the roads, access, water, electricity to these areas, eventually the country is developed in a way.
So am I right to say that we are underutilizing our resources in the ecotourism sector as a nation?
I don't want to go you and I by saying we are underutilizing, but I would say that we haven't realized the full potential of the resources that we have in the country. I said that because if you say underutilizing, it means we know what is right and we are not doing, but sometimes we haven't seen the potentials. That's why we are not utilizing it, and then we stand a chance if, as we move along. Now we have watched, a lot of communities are talking about ecotourism. Even waterfalls in some communities, they always want to ask, can we be helped to develop it into community tourism site? And I think that's another way. If we get communities to develop those resources within their catchment areas, then ecotourism is developing. The communities are also getting some revenue or some income from the use of the area. At the same time, they are protecting the areas under the ecotourism. For example, if you get a waterfall and the communities come in, they will protect even the destroying of the catchment area of the waterfall. That's by way of felling the trees. And then the area will stand to protect them in way of the forest that will be there. And also they will get some revenue out of it. And that is a way of protecting for income for the people.
So what message do you have for those in the diaspora and even those of us in Ghana here who have not made any attempts to, take time to visit our various zoos and our ecotourism centers?
I would say I will start from domestic. Ghanaians should take interest in what they have in the country and then make attempt to visit with their family. But then there's a question that has not been answered. Ecotourism goes with, especially visiting these areas, goes with people with some level of income. The average Ghanaian is not even making ends meet to provide food for the family. So going out for sightseeing becomes a leisure. So that is it. If we want to improve it, we should speed with our development, increase the income of the people, and they also have the propensity to spend. When you have income, you will have to go out at the weekend with your wife and children. If you don't have a wife, you can go out with your girlfriend or your mother. And do you know there's a form of healing when you go out of the house, the normal house, you sleep, you see the environment, you watch them, it gives you some inspiration. And when even you watch the environment, you become relieved. There are some people who get even healing when they are sick by way of traveling to such areas. And I read somewhere that even sometimes you have wife and it's becoming difficult for you to get pregnant sometimes, go out of your normal home, stay in those hotels, because one, at that point your wife is not going to do any job. He will just wait and people will cook. But if you are leaving the house, the stress of cooking, going around in the house, it affects the woman's chances of being pregnant. So it has a lot of benefits if we really want to. So I will encourage Ghanaians to, within the possible means that they have, pay visits to some of these. There are a lot of Ghanaians who don't know Mole National Park, a place where you can get closer to elephant about 50 meters. You can even go sometime beyond the 50 meters, but we have warned visitors not to get closer as that 50 meters is concerned. So people should sacrifice a little and be healed, get satisfaction, stress relieving, so that our chances of getting the high blood pressure and all those things will go down.
Wow. So what's some of the...
And then the people in the diaspora, they should encourage their friends, visit Ghana occasionally. Apart from Ghana being a very good place of free, you can walk everywhere in this country. The security of Ghana is very good. We don't get some of these high crimes as compared to other areas. So people in the diaspora should take care of their friends, husbands, relatives, bring them to Ghana, and then Ghana will also be developed. Like I told you, any visitor, one visitor that comes to Ghana spends a lot of money in Ghana. A plane ticket, hotels, gifts that they will buy for all contributes to the economy. The economy will be expanded and then we can develop.
So what are some of the divisions that you have within the forestry commission?
Yeah. Thank you. The Forest Commission has principally three main divisions. That's the Forest Service Division, which is in charge of the management of our timber. That is a forest reserve mainly for timber and water catchment areas and others. But we also have the Wildlife Division, which is in charge of the wild animals, plants, and their habitats within the country, which is my main area. And then we have the Timber Industry Development Division. That's adding value to our timbers from the forest reserve. There's a division which is entirely in charge ensuring that we get good prices of timber from Europe and other West African and African countries. And also, apart from that, we have units or departments, apart from the three main divisions. We have a resource management support center that is trying to keep the standards of the work, and they are based in Kumasi. We have the climate change unit, because climate change, you know, is a modern phenomenon, and now there's a whole unit for it. We have the human resource division, also how to train and motivate our human sector, that is the staff. And also we have the timber validation department. There's a lot of discrepancies in some of this timber industry, so we have a whole unit which will also try to monitor the utilization of the resources so that it will be corrupt free. And then also we have other training school, that is our Forestry Commission Training College, yes, based in Kumasi. So with this, we have a very good corporate structure to assist in the protection, conservation, development, and management of our natural resources.
Well, it's getting very interesting. I'm sure you are learning a lot. I'm also learning a lot because until today, I didn't know the forestry division had all these departments, and I thought everything was under the traditional tourism. And I know you out there also is now getting the difference. But before we go, please go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Julie Cat's Beauty Choice, the nation's #1 makeup shop, brings a revolution to your beauty at quality yet affordable prices. Ghana's first one-of-a-kind flagship store in Osu, Accra, Ghana. We offer a complete makeup collection, exclusive products, bespoke services, and more. Pamper yourself with an in-store experience at Julie Cat's Beauty Choice and discover over 100 beauty products, including cosmetics, skincare, fragrances, nail color, hair care, and some groceries for your convenience. Julie Cat invites you to step into the captivating world of beauty on the number 7 Osu Doku Lane. Call on +233 0302 791993. Visit our Facebook page at Julie Cat's Beauty Choice, on our website at www.juliecatsbeautychoice.com, and follow us on Instagram at Julie Cat's Beauty Choice. Julie Cat's Beauty Choice, where quality sells for less.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is Ghana, My Pride, My Heritage TV show. And today we are in the offices of the Forestry Commission in the Office of the Wildlife Division of the Executive Director, Nana Edunsia. But most people call him Kofi, Nana Kofi Edunsia. Yes. So we're discussing what we can do as a nation to promote ecotourism. He's educated and he's given us so many excerpts about the divisions that they have in the forestry department, how best we can utilize what we have as Ghanaians. And now we want to ask him the investment opportunities that we have in the Forestry Commission.
Thank you. The whole Forestry Commission is interested in working with people to develop the resource. For example, if we take the Forest Service Division, they have a whole unit, which is the Plantation Development Unit. If you observe, most of our indigenous trees are dwindling or becoming exterminated. So we have a whole department or unit that is in charge of development of plantations, both in some of our reserves and outside the reserves. So that's another opportunity area where we can team up with partners to plant more trees by improving our environment and also getting money out of it.
Okay.
But the one area that can be used also is the wildlife resources in particular. Because of that, we have what a commercial development unit within the wildlife division. And our main aim is to work with stakeholders, people who are interested to develop the wildlife resources. First, ecotourism development in places, both forest, wildlife reserve, forest reserve, and the other community lands are also being promoted. Secret groves management are all being promoted. From there, we're looking at communities also having their own way of preservation or conservation. And therefore, we have what we call the CREMA, which stands for Community Resource Management Areas. These areas also stand to be the future of communities themselves involving in conservation, because the traditional way of government taking land, people are always apprehensive that government wants to take our land. But now we are trying to encourage the communities themselves to put areas under reservation, and they will manage the resource. They will issue licenses for hunting and all those things. And another area where we stand a very good chance is the breeding of certain wildlife. It's a source of income. It gives security to community. If we take ostrich breeding, could be one of them. Grass cutter breeding could be one of them. We have other animals like the giant rat, okusie, if people are interested in breeding. We have the big ones like the buffalo, the warthogs, the bush pig, all these animals. If we breed them, we'll be able to sustain our bushmeat industry. You know, Ghanaians love their bushmeat.
Exactly.
So if we do this, and it's a way of developing our rural areas. So if there could be a developer who's interested, trying to get the species for people to breed in the rural areas, one, they will have work, they will have income, and at the same time maintaining our wildlife. There's also that even in some areas you get some of the advanced countries even breeding some of the native animals of Africa, and they want to return them to Africa. I think Ghana, we are interested in such programs with people who can bring back some of our species, and then we improve the breeding, and we can ensure that we have more of our wildlife protected in a way. A lot of people think when we say wildlife conservation, we are saying don't eat them. No, that is not what we are trying to say. What we are trying to say is to rear them, breed them to increase the number. And like how we rear our chicken, fowls, when they hatch, occasionally when you get visitor, you can remove one. Mostly we do even very good management. The big bulls, the big males, At some point in time, they become not serviceable, so we can remove them. The females accompanied by young ones, we don't kill them. We allow them to give more at some age. You can remove the adult, overgrown female, and you'll be having a very sustainable population. Because if you don't remove them, like human beings, death will eventually come. But that is the form of management. If you manage it well, we can remove or care so that they will not take over the environment. Like grass cutter, if you are assuming we are not killing grass cutter, they will overpopulate the whole area and start destroying farms. But Ghana is doing, a lot of people are breeding grass cutters. So that is the kind of things we're thinking. If we get investors who will be prepared to team up, we develop our rural areas by ensuring people have breeding farms, they will get income, security of their life is also ensured. You see, we're thinking of only employment from government sector, but that alone cannot help us. We need to get resources, get people go into the ostrich farming. It's a very, very nice farm. I brought only some few ostrich to Shahis. And before the ostrich came, we had about only, let's say, 200 people or 1,000 maximum in a year visiting the park. But as soon as we introduced the ostrich, now we can boast of people, at least averagely, about 20,000 visitors going to Shahis.
Wow.
We brought some zebras there and it's working. So we want partners who can help us do some breeding programs to improve our wildlife, improve our economy, improve the security of people, and also enjoy our lovely bushmeat. Thank
The
you.
Okusis.
The Okusis are the-
Thank
So,
you. In conclusion, your last words to everybody out there, aside the investments, what other area would you like, I mean, in your time of office, what other area would you see being very progressive and
Thank
making a
you.
lot of impact?
thank you. I would say in conclusion, what I would tell people is that wildlife is our heritage, a heritage we must preserve. And we can only preserve them by being part of it. That's why we are calling for stakeholders' involvement. Then all of us will think of how we develop our protected areas. We think of how we do some breeding, captive breeding programs. We think of ensuring that certain species that are going endangered will be, that is their population will be improved. We think of also having quality service, especially for our tourists who come, the way we do our cooking, the time we spend, and all those things, we need to improve on them so that we can have a holistic tourism or ecotourism package. You see the animals, but when you go and the person cooking, if they are not cooking on time, sometimes even people complain about the type of food and other things. We should listen to the customers and do what they want, and that will be a very good way of doing a very good protected work. You get your tourism going, you get your people satisfied with the meals that we are providing, so that Ghana will be a country, a destination that people will love to come. And then I will say that it becomes a duty of all of us as Ghanaians to make our country a very nice destination for tourists to come. Because some tourists spend a lot of money in the economy. So if we do it well, promote it well, have satisfaction, that is the tourists having satisfaction, they will love to come to Ghana. People go to other tourism destinations regularly because they enjoy, they get a satisfaction. So in the same way, I would say Ghana, we should also improve our services and let people feel home and let people be happy to be in Africa. Apart from our proverbial kindness that people think we are, we need to do other things to support our tourism industry, and we'll be better off by getting the income of other people to improve our economy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on our show. We are so much excited to have you on and for educating us. And we hope to come by again. And in our next episode, we'll show you how the current Accra Zoo is like and the need for support. All too soon, we've come to the end of another exciting program. I know you've been educated and inspired. I'd like to thank Royal Treats Designs for this lovely outfit. She's at Kanishi. She is the head of the Seamstress Association. Auntie Pat, thank you so much for making this lovely outfit for me. And remember, we cannot do without our culture, and we can only use it as an ally for development. My name is Rhoda Doku, and thank you once again. See you same time next week, and it's bye.
Ghana My Pride, My Heritage TV show.